Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Peter Barber, professional opera singer and music producer here. Thank you guys so much for this recommendation for Mein Herz Brennt by Rammstein. Absolutely sensational, so epic and operatic, and the piano is just so perfect for the text, you know, like childhood nightmares, and I loved every second of it. I had a lot of fun doing a lot of analysis on Till Lindemann's bassy, growly vocals. So stick around if you guys are interested in that, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen. Ich hab euch etwas mitgebracht. Hab es aus meiner Brust gerissen.
Till's vocals are absolutely crazy. Okay, this is the most recommended song for me to check out after I did a video for Deutschland, which I'll leave here. The Mein Herz Brennt piano version is the next one up that people have been suggesting. And I see why. This is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And I love how raw it feels with just the piano. Something about one instrument happening at a time is extremely captivating. Now, there's a way to make any assortment of instruments happening at any time captivating, but when there's one thing happening, it's the only thing your brain can focus on, right? We have a wild looking music video so far, but in the video there's not much happening. There's a very cool set, but there's not a lot of action. So if the piano's playing, we really just are hearing the piano. And then Till's voice comes in, and it's a total game changer. And this, from what I've heard from him here and in other songs, this is particularly low, even for Till. I mean, he's really way down in the kind of gravelly, growly basement of his chest range. And there might even be some kind of false fold action in there. I call it the movie trailer voice, which I'll get more into momentarily. Let's run this back. I want to just kind of dig a little deeper into this. D minor. Four major.
Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht.
Nun, liebe Kinder, geht fein ab.
Let me pull the lyrics up. Mason, pause, please. Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht, which translates to, now, dear children, pay attention, at least according to what I'm looking at now. I have sung a lot of opera and art song in German. I'm by no means fluent. So,
Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht.
It's all in that very gravelly, I think I'm engaging false folds, my false vocal folds here when I do it. And I think at least in moments, Till is as well.
Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen.
Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen.
It's like all the way down in that false fold, gravelly, growly stuff. Ich bin Stimme aus dem Kissen. I am the voice from the pillow. Is that right? Kissen. Ich hab euch etwas mitgebracht. Hab es auch meiner Brust gerissen. Dark, scary, spooky lyrics. Apparently, I'm on this wiki page, which seems to be very informative. Lyrics talk about childhood nightmares. So, that's dark. Gosh, his voice is amazing.
Bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen. Ich hab euch etwas mitgebracht, hab es aus meiner Brust gerissen.
And the melody is, I mean, it's so speech-like. We have chords, very clear chords and harmony and melody happening within the piano. But as far as what Till is doing, it's so speech-like and really voice-acted.
Is not really following specific melodies.
It's just like, it's very, very speech-like a scary bedtime story. It's kind of the vibe I'm feeling. Okay, mit diesem Herz hab ich die Macht. With this heart I have the power. Is our next line.
Einer Brust gerissen. Mit diesem Herz hab ich die Macht, die Augenlider zu erpressen. Ich singe, bis der Tag erwacht. Ein heller Schein am Firmament. Mein Herz brennt.
They go down to, gosh, this is so amazing. Yeah, down to that low C. Okay, Till. Absolutely wild. Get out of here. My iPad is freaking out. Yeah, it's so speech-like. What I loved about this section here is previously, I believe, let me fact check myself real quick. I'm not going to go back nearly the whole thing. That's what I thought. So for a while, we just have treble. We have like much higher piano sounds, but then in the second section, or at least part of the way through, we'll check in a second, the lower part of the piano comes in. So the bass frequencies start being played, and it really, the bass, whether it's a voice or a cello or a double bass or a sub, it doesn't really matter. It really helps fill out the sound. The thing about bass frequencies is they're less directional than higher frequencies. They have a way of kind of permeating a space. So if you have just kind of a low, like a light low subwoofer happening in a mix, for example, you kind of feel it everywhere. You don't really just feel it right down the middle, as opposed to if you have a high lead vocal, you're just going to hear it right in the middle unless it's placed elsewhere. A subwoofer has that kind of, bass frequencies kind of have that power. So listen when these lower piano frequencies come in, it really fills out the arrangement. Already there. All right.
Mit diesem Herz hab ich die Macht.
Going down.
Die Augenlider zu erpressen. Ich singe, bis der Tag erwacht. Ein heller Schein am Firmament. Mein Herz brennt.
And he just sang a low C. That's like, there. You just don't hear that very often. You might hear some kind of singers like fall off towards that note in like a growly kind of more voice acting way, but he's like, mein Herz brennt, and like really gets down to that low C. It's very low.
Schein am Firmament, mein Herz brennt.
Also down a whole step from where we started. We started in D minor, I think, and now he went to C minor on that chord, which is an odd key change.
Mein Herz brennt.
Brennt.
And his is much like
Brennt.
it's like very breathy and growly. There's a bunch of different ways to use your chest register. His is much more like the way I demonstrated a minute ago is very different than how he sings it.
Mein Herz brennt.
It's like very, it's still in that kind of growly place. Sorry, I'm fascinated by this low C because you just don't hear it done outside of like sacred music, basically.
Mein Herz brennt. Sie kriechen aus.
Well, that was really interesting. He sang Dämonen, Geister, schwarze Feen, demons, ghosts, black fairies, but the chords underneath were like major. It sounded like happier. It's like such an interesting contrast between the lyrics and the melodic and harmonic content. Sie kommen zu euch in der Nacht. They come to you in the night. Dämonen, Geister, schwarzen Feen. Demons, ghosts, black fairies. Sie kriechen aus dem Kellerschacht. They creep out of the cellar shaft und werden unter euer Bettzeug sehen and will look under your bedding. Now I'm reading this for the first time, so that this is a test of my German diction training. Hopefully it sounds good to my fluent German speakers out there. But just pay attention to those, like the major chords underneath this very harrowing text.
Sie kommen zu euch in der Nacht. Dämonen, Geister, schwarze Feen.
Major.
Sie kriechen
Back to minor.
aus dem Kellerschacht und werden unter euer Bettzeug sehen. Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht. Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen.
Now, what did I say last time? I said for Rammstein, I was like, I could hear being turned into like a big German operatic aria. And I think that's why so many people recommended this. And I was told there's a German singer named René Pape who I think has done an operatic version of Mein Herz Brennt. And I need to check that out / maybe sing it. Because everything Rammstein does is so operatic and feels so dramatic and epic and powerful singing, even though Till often doesn't sing in the operatic vocal range. He's usually vocalizing lower than what you would hear in opera, because operas, you have to be so loud, and it's not possible to be loud at the very bottom of your range. Elizabeth Jaroff and I, of the Charismatic Voice, did a reaction of Sonne together by Rammstein. That was my first experience with them. I'll leave that here. And that was a lot of what we talked about. It's just how operatic it feels. So fantastic. Need to find René Pape doing that. And this is gives credence to what I was saying last time about Rammstein being turned into German opera.
Gebt fein Acht. Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht.
Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht.
Sorry, Mason. Definitely absolutely destroying my microphone doing that. But yeah, absolutely a vibe. Absolutely a vibe.
Zeug sehen. Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht. Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen. Ich hab euch etwas mitgebracht. Ein heller Schein am Firmament. Mein Herz brennt.
Oh, and the piano, so much movement happening during this chorus, we might call it. All these, and then there's so much cool crunchy harmony happening. There's all these tones in the piano that don't really fit in like C minor if we're still there. Yeah, we're still there. If we don't fit in like C minor, really, really cool, like chromatic and crunchy stuff happening. And the vocal delivery is so fascinating because while you could sing this operatically, Till's obviously not doing that. He has moments where he has a little more of like the classical sound where there's like more space in the pharynx and he's got a little bit of vibrato going in there. But this is still very much it's more like voice acting, right? There's not these crystal clear melodies. He's falling off of words and kind of smearing them around, right? As opposed to like opera traditionally would be very sung very evenly all the time throughout the range. Occasionally doing a voice acting thing or adding different vocal colors is very important, but it's a very different delivery. But I need to hear René Pape do it, if he's done it.
Brennt, mein Herz brennt.
Closest to the N really soon there. Brennt.
Mein Herz brennt.
Oh, we did the guttural. Brennt, brennt. And it's when you're singing German opera, it's kind of allowed, even by fluent German speakers, to do the flipped R, brennt, instead of brennt, because the sound doesn't sing very well and can kind of chop up a vocal line. Same in French. You won't always do the sound in French because it gets stuck back here. So if you're singing French art song or mélodie, as they call it, or French opera, you can often flip that R because it just sings better. But Till is saying brennt, brennt.
Mein Herz brennt. Mein Herz brennt.
My heart burns.
Sie kommen zu euch in der Nacht und stehlen eure kleinen, heißen Tränen. Sie warten, bis der Mond erwacht. Ja, und drücken sie in meine kalten Venen.
So interesting. The whole delivery is fascinating. I love this song. Gling, 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 gling. Just feels like Hansel and Gretel and like creepy forest creatures. I don't know. The dun 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 has that feeling to it. We're getting that from the piano, right? The vocal line, Till's delivering it very similarly to how he has been in the verses so far, where it's very voice acty and speech like, very low in his range. But the background is different now. It's more blocky, right? There was more flow earlier in the song. Now this one feels more blocky and creepy, quite frankly.
Erwacht, ja, und drücken sie in meine kalten Venen.
You got down into like that, the like gutturally, almost like vocal fry kind of place. There's like a few different ways you can vocal fry. That's one. And it's like by compressing everything way up here, as opposed to that. And that's kind of where he gets in the end. He's like, meinen kalten Venen. And it kind of gets into like that position at the very end of this phrase and gets very low.
In meine kalten Venen. Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht. Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen. Ich singe, bis der Tag erwacht. Ein heller Schein am Firmament. Mein Herz brennt. Mein Herz brennt.
Yeah, the grit and gravel in the sound.
Mein Herz brennt. Mein Herz brennt, ja. Mein Herz brennt.
Go back a bit. Fast. So this final chorus is delivered very similarly to the first time we heard this chorus, this motif, these melodies. He is adding a little bit more of the grit and gravel in his upper range now. Of course, we get it all the time in the bottom when he's in movie trailer mode. But there's added turbulence when he's singing moments in this final chorus as well, which kind of add to it. It really him in the video reminds me of Pennywise, if anyone has seen it. Like the makeup and the smiling and this weird kind of sewery looking thing. Just I keep thinking of Pennywise. Very, very scary. And then we get this play out as he's descending into the sewers. We get this commitment to it. This man's commitment to it. Just this it goes back to kind of where we started, where it's just the upper notes of the piano plunking along. And I think it's just kind of going to fade into nothing as our Pennywise leaves us.
Mein Herz brennt.
See, there's grit and gravel in there.
Mein Herz brennt.
Strained.
Mein Herz brennt, ja.
Ja. Mein Herz brennt.
I was told always watch to the end of Rammstein videos. Okay, nothing here. Whew. Guys, fantastic. Thank you for this recommendation. Now I'm interested to check out the non-piano version. So if you'd like to see that, let me know. If you guys enjoyed this musical breakdown and especially vocal analysis of Till Lindemann's vocals, and added bonus, throw a like if you enjoyed my German diction. I'll get a lot of comments about the last one I did. It comes from many, many, many years of being coached by German speakers on how to sound fluent in German while singing. I am not fluent, but I as far as I know, I can sound pretty fluent. And now this text is all, again, I'm just reading it. I'm sight reading the text. So I'm just, what I see on the page is how it comes out. It has not been practiced or, put in my body. So this is how I am if I just have a paragraph of German, that's about how I sound reading it. Certainly come a long way since I was like 18 when I started studying opera. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please definitely consider joining my Patreon. That's the best way to support me, and I'll see you guys in the next Rammstein video.